And we are live. Welcome back to the Sports Doyens Mid Innings Live with on the second ODI between India and England. As I can hear the whistle blowing in my house, the whistle has been blown in the stadium by Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, and I guess even Hardik Pandya. The way these three guys finished the innings after KL Rahul and Virat Kohli set up the innings brilliantly in the middle overs, it was an absolutely fantastic performance by the Indian team. I think overall to watch out for. I'm joined today by Siddharth Vishwanathan and Siddharth Reke, who says it should be 340 for six. Uh, and we're going to be joined by Kushagra pretty soon. I'll come for first come to Sid Vishwanathan. I'm going to call Siddharth Reke as a masala bhai, just for my reference and just because he gives a lot of masala. Sid, what did you make of the innings? I mean, we did lose Shikhar Dhawan pretty early for I think 17 ball 4 runs, and then Rohit Sharma also we lost unfortunately. But then you saw KL Rahul and Virat Kohli doing something that a lot of people have been talking about, and it was really brilliant to see, wasn't it?
I mean, we can just sum up the Indian innings in three stages. Okay, there were three sagas to this entire innings. The openers failing yet again. I mean, you can say that Dhawan, of course, he hit 98 in the previous ODI, but yes, failing. He fell early. Rohit, surprisingly, two ODIs in a row has not contributed. But KL, I mean, the ODI format, I think the ODI should have been played before the T20Is. Then he would have been in the T20 form in a much greater way. Kohli missing 100 again, but forget these
Yeah,
four. Forget these four. Today, this score and this will be remembered for the way Rishabh Pant and Hardik Pandya just blazed it. 126 runs in 10 overs. They made six hitting look like fun here. 106 mare. They are clubbing everything over deep mid wicket. I mean, what do they do? What do bowlers do when they're in that kind of a zone? So
yeah.
started with a slightly weak fizz, but ended with a champagne spurt of my goodness runs, sixes galore, momentum totally with India. England, if they have to chase it down, they have to sustain that start that they did in the first ODI. Otherwise, it will follow the same script as it happened in the first ODI.
Interesting that you talk about that momentum being in our favor, which it definitely was. There was a point when Rishabh Pant was batting at 13 balls and 10 runs, and the way he just ended the innings was absolutely fantastic. As you said, in a lot of one-handed sixes, and just the nonchalance with which he was hitting the slower balls from. I think it was Ben Stokes who bowled a couple of slower balls. He ended up with 40 balls, 77. Essentially, in the next 27 balls, Rishabh Pant scored 67 runs, which is absolutely brilliant. Sid, coming to you, obviously, uh, this is a very curious case, isn't it? KL Rahul almost opening the batting and in a way scoring 100, which a lot of people have been talking about that KL should probably be on top, maybe. But keeping that aside, KL's innings today showed exactly why KL Rahul deserves to be in this team. He is the anchor, he's the accelerator. If needed, he can also decelerate if the innings need stability. And we saw that when he came out to bat. I think all three phases were very visible today in the innings. And absolutely, KL Rahul at 5 hashtag, it is a proper agenda now because it was brilliant today.
Yeah, to add up to Siddharth Bhai's momentum point, I think Rishabh Pant's middle name should be Momentum. And that is the reason why I think he should play every single game and every single format that India has as long as he's there. Coming to KL Rahul, yeah, we've seen now two innings. Okay, I'm just keeping the past last match and this match. Two particular stages in the match where he what was wanted from him was the polar opposite of each other. In the first match, it was more of a 30 ball, 40 ball cameo where you expected him to score at the rate he did. He scored a 40 ball 60. Amazing. Today, he came in at a stage where if India would have lost another wicket, even 250 or 280 would have been I wouldn't say a challenge, but an expected score. So what a batsman, and that's the reason why my single agenda is okay. If you want to play K Rahul at the top spot, you will have to take a harsh decision with Dhawan, but there is no way KL Rahul sits out. He is
Yeah.
absolutely one of the best batsmen in the world. Okay, And I think the missing link between him and Rohit and Kohli is that confidence, which will only be
Yeah.
there if you have a stable plan with him. You know, just to put this in perspective, the last four centuries that he has scored after the 2019 World Cup has been in four different batting positions against West Indies, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and England. It's been I think 1, 4, 2, and 5.
1-4-5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely cruel. Okay, and we need him to be confident. I know 2023 World Cup is a long way, is far away from now, but you need KL Rahul at his best, at least for the next 5 years, and that is a game changer for us.
No, and
I
taking
think.
forward from
Yeah.
Siddharth's point, forward his point, look at the way how he played the middle overs today. You
Yeah.
need that kind of stability. India in the past has been wondering, what about our number three? What about our number four? What about our middle order? What about that stability that we needed? Today was a perfect textbook case of how you have to bat in the middle overs.
Yeah.
As he said, the openers had fallen. One more wicket would have added more pressure. Pant and Pandya perhaps might not have been able to play with that much of freedom. He
Yeah.
laid the platform. Kohli also, you look at in that knock of 66, only four boundaries if you can, three fours and a
Yeah.
six.
Three
He
fours and a
rotated
six.
the strike. He rotated the strike. Rahul complimented him brilliantly. If it was not for that stable knock, Pant and Pandya would not have gotten the platform to lay that acceleration. So
Exactly.
Rahul's knock, in the broader context of this 340, I mean, it should be 340 for six. It would
Yeah.
not have been possible had it not been Rahul's steadying influence in the middle overs.
Yeah. I mean, KLR was absolutely magnificent. And we're joined again by Manish from V Express Sports. Thank you for joining, Manish. Before I come to you, I'll just take a few comments that have popped up on YouTube and also Facebook, I guess. Tejdeep says, should ICC change the rules? Shouldn't that be a four which Pant reviewed? Okay, we will come to that. I guess I will come to that with Manish, as soon as, the comments are done. Srishti says, brilliant so far. Wish Pant got that century. I guess Pant, Virat, both of them should have got that century. But okay, I mean, that's just simply unfortunate in a way. Rahul just won't work at Namo Stadium, was never out of form. This is a joke that's been running everywhere around, and I guess as soon as he shifted base to Pune, it kind of has also backed up that opinion in a way. It should be 340 for six, backing with Siddharth Rege. Rege, you have a lot of support here, man. That's really great. Rahul is batted as an opener, number 4 and number 5 all in 1 month, which is what you said before, and I think that's baffling. I mean, if you're KL Rahul, you just wake up in the morning and you get a phone call. KL today you're batting at 4. KL today you're batting at 1. That must be so difficult for him. But I think to KL Rahul's credit, he's taken all of that in his stride, and he's done this basically today, and I think he means business now. And it would be good to see when he goes back to the Punjab Kings. Yeah, the Punjab Kings now. I think he will get a stable batting position. KL, you're number 1. You're taking the strike on the first ball. That's all. Sisti says, when Sid said my absolute agenda and took a beat, I thought he was about to reinstate Chahar as the captain. You're meaning Rahul Chahar is what I am pretty much sure. I'm sure you're not saying Deepak, but I think I can understand the point. It was just to get that debate out of the question. I think it was a really funny argument there. But yeah,
That
coming to
is
you,
happening.
Manish. That is happening. Fair enough. Yeah, that is happening. If he, I think he will captain Mumbai Indians this season, Rahul Chahar. No problem. But coming to you, Manish, that DRS decision, I think that baffled a lot of people. The ICC rule clearly states that if whatever happened is according to the ICC manual. But I mean, as a bowler, you would be happy because first of all, you got a dot ball. Second of all, the umpire gave it out, so you stand a chance of getting it out more often than not, unless the batsman had edged it. So, do you think it's a little tricky this situation where India could be robbed of 4 runs, which is why Sid is saying 340 for six?
Prathamesh, it's the rules, and it's not the first time that from a ICC rule England has benefited. I mean, the memories of I don't know, some 2 years ago, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
the rules, and we all knew what we had signed up for. So it's not something new. It's something a bit baffling at times. I mean, I know if it wasn't given out on field, it would have given a four. But then again, it's something that the makers have to think about it,
In
and
both
England
cases,
would be
it was a
happy.
boundary.
Yeah,
In
so
both cases, it was a
I don't know
boundary.
which other case Siddharth is talking about. I'm not making any comments. I'm just saying that last time something happened, an entire
Brent Bridge,
continent,
Brent
I
Bridge
think New Zealand were
2011.
very unhappy. So yeah, so last time an entire country was unhappy because of that rule, and along with that, some other countries also joined in to share the pain. But I don't think those 4 runs will matter that much. I hope not. But again, it's
I
the
hope
rules. You
not.
can't do
Yeah,
much about it. Yeah, I mean, it should be looked at, and that's for sure. But that's
yeah.
for discussion after the game, not right now.
Yeah.
वरना तो फिर लगान में गोली को भी वैसे बॉलिंग करने नहीं मिलती अगर मैच के बीच में रूल चेंज कर तो
No,
Uh,
just to make a point, I think, especially in the case of that boundary and situations like this, I think more power should be given to the judgment of the umpire on field. I don't agree to the fact that there's an out and out rule that says that once a decision has been made, it's a dot ball. Why
yeah,
don't you give the umpire, for example, in football, if it's a penalty, a red card, or a yellow card, that depends on the judgment of the referee. In this
yeah.
case, obviously, if the decision has been given and after that they run three runs, that shouldn't be allowed. But in this case, why don't you leave it to the judgment of the umpire?
so you're saying it should be an umpire's call.
It if it goes to umpire's call, I mean, yeah, again. But I think here the justification, what ICC have given, what I've read in the last few minutes, is that the bowlers and the fielding team basically assume that the wicket has been given, so you don't try to chase the ball and save the ball or whatever. So I think that's the justification that they have given. Not sure how much that is justified in a way, but I think Sid, you're right in a way. Maybe the umpires could decide it for themselves. Give it umpire's call. I guess anyway they're going to stick with it. So why not stick with it in a more holistic basis? But coming to you, Siddharth Vishwanathan, obviously Rishabh Pant, and we saw a magnificent innings today. Just to put things into perspective, when Rishabh Pant walked into bat, the score was 158 for 3 after 32 overs. And after 50 overs, the score is 336. A lot of it is down to that one man, Rishabh Pant, obviously. Rishabh Pant scored 3 4s and 7 6s, 192 was the strike rate. Hardik Pandya, obviously 16 balls, 35, a strike rate of 218. The both of them scored 11 sixes, I guess, in next to no time. And this is the manual which Indian cricket has been trying to implement for quite a while in ODIs, right? I mean, build stably in the start and then be aggressive towards the end. But having said that, how much can you expect these guys to keep on firing day in, day out? Is it something that is very realistic? Do you feel that there could be slightly more aggression towards the middle phase of the innings? Or are you fine with the way it is right now?
I mean, let us look at how England's resurgence has been. What has
Yeah,
been England's resurgence primarily been on since 2015? Aggressive opening,
yeah,
steady middle order, and
yeah,
extreme power at the end.
yeah.
We are deliberating on this situation currently now because Rohit is not firing. Now,
Yes.
imagine if that guy fires, then boss, just look at Rohit's blueprint. He may be 100 of 150 balls until the
Yeah,
40th over.
yeah.
After the 40th over, he nearly triples his strike rate.
Exactly. Yes.
So Rohit is not firing. It is not realistically possible in a way for Pant and Pandya to contribute on a regular basis like this because the nature of their play can result in cheap dismissals in the next 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 matches also.
Yeah,
But they are sorted. They know what is their role.
yeah,
Pandya is your designated finisher. Pant,
yeah.
if he clicks, then he can take the match away. That
Exactly.
is what Indian cricket, the blueprint is now. If the team management does not tamper with it, then it will work very well. If they tamper with it, and then they said after 4 or 5 games, oh, Pant has lost form and all that. Dude,
Yeah,
the crowd in India are a very fickle crowd. They based Pant on the yardstick of Dhoni. Dhoni is a different yardstick. Pant is a different yardstick. He has
exactly.
won you a series. He's won you games in Australia.
Yeah,
Now there should be no more debate as to what Pant can
exactly.
offer to the table. Give him that stability. Then after that,
Siddharth,
he'll
there
just
are players who are not able to win so many games in a span of a lifetime. This guy's done in 6 months.
absolutely be it T20, be it ODI, be it
Yeah,
tests. तुम्हें क्या चाहिए? And remember, had Hanuma Vihari and Ravichandran Ashwin not gotten injured, India would have made it 3-1 in Australia, not 2-1.
Exactly.
That platform was laid by Pant. So kya hua? See, in the next couple of games, he may fall cheaply. Back him. If you back Pant, you will get big scores. That is what Virat Kohli and all must do. If they tell, "Arey nahi, kisi aur ko le lete hain yaar," then gone. You have destroyed Pant. You tried destroying him in 2018. Don't destroy him now.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think that's a really good thought there, Siddharth. I guess we need to back our players, and just the backing that was shown to KL Rahul. I think after the T20 series, it's very heartwarming in a sense that he's actually come out and scored 100. And welcome back, Kushagra. I hope you're doing fine now with your health. Talking about being in good health, KL Rahul absolutely smashed it today. He definitely looked at his bat was in good health and pretty much silenced everyone who was talking about him, further strengthening my personal agenda that he should be opening the batting. But how brilliant was KL? Because not only was he, I mean, yeah, when you're batting with Virat Kohli, there is a certain more calmness in your brain, but there were still things that weren't clicking for him. I think initially when he started, I think around the first 10, 15 balls, he hardly scored 4 or 5 runs. He was not able to really get into the innings. He was finding the fielders again, something that initially disturbed him in the T20 series, but you can see that comfort zone now that he's in, that he looks that he can actually come out of it. And he played some absolutely fabulous shots. I mean, I remember the one he played about mid-off for a six, just standing to Sam Curran or Tom Curran. I don't remember who it was exactly, but I think it was Sam, the left-arm bowler. He played absolutely fantastic. And I think he's
It was
shown today
Tom.
why it was Tom. Okay, yeah, it was Tom. So I think how brilliant was KL and how important is this resurgence now to this Indian team?
Absolutely. I mean, so happy for him, first of all. So happy that he managed to get his fifth century. One of his best performances in white ball cricket for India, for sure. And coming in at a time, it's hilarious, isn't it? We talk about giving him a fixed position, yet his position was again changed today. So so much for all that nonsense, frankly.
Yeah,
Because you cannot really have defined positions in one day or T20 cricket anymore, because you need to have defined slots that a person is eligible for these three slots perhaps, but you can't really have pigeonhole someone as a number 4, number 5, number 6, whatever, because it's very fluid, as we've been discussing. And
yeah,
as Siddharth also mentioned earlier, sometimes it could be a Hardik coming in, sometimes it could be a Pant coming in at 5, sometimes it could be a Jaddu coming in at 5. You never know, or a Krunal coming in at 5 if you need that left-handed option there. So it remains fluid, it remains open for interpretation. And as far as KL Rahul is concerned, stunning for him, and just like he celebrates, right? I think that's how he should
yeah.
continue keep playing cricket. He should keep playing cricket like this, and that's exactly what he should do. So very happy for him, very happy for him. I think anyone and everyone who's ever seen, किसी ने भी TSG देखा है तो वो मेरे ओपिनियंस तो जानते ही हैं केएल राहुल के बारे में. For me, he has to be the leading light for Indian cricket going ahead. He is your next captain, for in my humble opinion. वो आपके अगले कप्तान हैं, वो आपके अगले सुपरस्टार हैं. तो आपको उनको उस तरीके से ट्रीट करना पड़ेगा, आपको उनको उस तरीके से यू हैव टू कैरी हिम फॉरवर्ड. जहां तक रही ऋषभ पंत की बात, यार क्या बात करो उस लड़के की. मतलब इज देयर एनीथिंग ही कैन नॉट डू? वो बंदा ऐसा लगता है अपने हाथ पे हैंड स्टैंड करके भी दूसरे हाथ से छक्का मार सकता है. मतलब अनरियल.
Kushagra,
मैंने आज तक
Kushagra, you could just say Delhi से है, फक्र है, because ऋषभ पंत भी दिल्ली का है.
एक्चुअली क्या है ना कि ऋषभ पंत है रुड़की के, वो है उत्तराखंड
Oh,
के, तो वो दिल्ली के नहीं.
He's not from Delhi.
yeah,
He moved to
मतलब
Delhi.
yeah, he moved
But
to Delhi. Yes.
बात अलग है, खेलते तो दिल्ली के लिए हैं रणजी में, और दिल्ली कैपिटल्स इन आईपीएल as well. So yeah, and he'll most probably be the captain as well, at least for the first half of the IPL. So let's see कैसा रहेगा वो. तो but ऋषभ पंत ने बचा लिया सॉर्ट ऑफ हम लोग को, क्योंकि जब विराट कोहली आउट हुए थे तो हम लोग फिर उसी गड्ढे में गिर गए थे कि we were roughly around 40 runs behind the number of balls that had actually been bowled. Virat went 66 of like 79 or something like that, right? And उससे पहले Rohit already had gone for like 14 of 27, which was not really helping our cause. And जैसा कि आपने पहले बताया, KL Rahul also initially wasn't really batting at a strike rate near around 100 or even 90 for that matter. So It could have been a problematic issue, but you saw the way he came, the way he settled down, and I think Lakshman Shiva Ramakrishnan ne mentioned kiya tha commentary mein that he's changed his approach, he's matured as time has gone on. He used to look at hitting from the very first ball, and you don't see Rishabh doing that. Even in T20 cricket, don't see Rishabh doing that. Oh God, Shivam just told me Iyer has been ruled out for the entire 2021 season.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a bad
Delhi
injury,
Capitals-
bad injury.
Is his next appearance would be
and
for
I think
Lancashire.
I think he needs a corrective surgery, right? I think.
No,
from what
Lancashire
I'm
also
reading-
gone. Lancashire also
Lancashire is
gone.
also
Lancashire
gone.
also gone.
Oh, Nathan's
Kiska number
not
yaar hai?
happy now.
A
Nathan's
big
not happy
injury,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a massive
our best wishes to.
Because if Shreyas Iyer would have been fit for half of the IPL, the Lancashire thing was on. But I think now even that is also gone because it's a subluxation. It needs corrective surgery. So it's a huge injury. And shoulder, especially, is a very, very problematic area to recover. It takes minimum of 4 or 5 months.
Isn't that his
And
bottom hand too?
Siddharth-
I mean, that's the problem, right? It's his bottom hand too. So all the power that
It's
comes
his
will come
right
from
hand.
this side.
He's a righty. He's a
Yeah.
right-handed player. It's his right shoulder, and also if you guys remember, Shreyas Iyer को shoulder injury की history है भी. इससे
Yes.
पहले भी एक shoulder injury वैसे he has been out. It is not the same injury.
4 or 5 months or minimum 4 months to OT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it is.
Kushagra had one name in that. Pata hai, but we shouldn't feel that much for Iyer. Yes, big blow for Delhi Capitals, but he mentioned one name in that. Ravindra Jadeja. He's not in the squad. Imagine when he comes back. When he comes back in the T20s.
MVP, Siddharth, MVP.
Yeah. In the T20s, you had Ishan and Surya Kumar bolstering your middle order. Now in the ODIs, your finishers are now getting bolstered. Prasidh is in addition, even in the bowling.
Exactly.
I mean, Surya is still sitting out.
Siddharth, could we just have an India Cup these days, like a proper international tournament, which is India Cup?
India A, India B, India C.
The Duleep
rest of the
Trophy
world.
becomes more interesting right now. I think Duleep Trophy everybody should be able to play.
For me, even Rege would understand. I think, and Rege का नाम जो है मैं उस पर जरूर पूछना चाहूंगा क्वेश्चन मनीष, Rege and सिद्धार्थ आपसे भी तीनों से कि can the match referee not take cognizance of the fact कि वो चौका आना चाहिए था जो बैट से लग के गई थी चौके ऋषभ पंत की. ऋषभ पंत ने 81 बनाया, 77 नहीं बनाया. ये नॉनसेंस जो चौका नहीं दिया गया, ये क्या है ये? क्या इंडिया wants to know? What is this nonsense?
Should I repeat myself?
Manish, repeat yourself.
I mean, Kushagra, it's not the first time that, a country called England has benefited from an ICC rule. Just give us a 4 extra.
भाई तुम रन भाग के भी चौका ले लो, मतलब बैट से लगा के ओवरथ्रो के, और मैं शॉट के चौके नहीं लूं.
I mean, sometimes luck just favors, the
वो अंपायर का इशू क्या था भाई? हर बात में आउट दे रहा था ऋषभ को.
I mean, there must be some history. Like maybe
I think umpire का decision से पहले ऋषभ पंत was taking reviews.
Yeah.
No,
and I mean,
umpiring in this series the umpire looked short. अरे वो जो catch लिया था उसको you're giving soft signal, like you're reviewing it
exactly.
Up. The umpiring in the series has been shot to pieces. Test से लेके अभी तक. They are now clueless. अभी क्या करना है? अरे यार, what is my instinct? Because technology is placing a very brutal eye on you. तुम्हें हर चीज के लिए dissect कर रहा है. Now your instinct is also clouded by this. अरे, should I give him out? Should I not give him out? ये तो हमारा गली क्रिकेट जैसा हो गया. अरे यार, मेरा दोस्त है, शायद इसको ये मेरा दुश्मन है, आउट ही दे देता हूँ उसको, या नॉट आउट दे देता हूँ. ये गली क्रिकेट स्टैंडर्ड्स हो गया ये.
पता है, even if it had hit the boot, पता है मुझे लग रहा था impact was outside the leg stump. जैसे ऋषभ पंत खड़े थे, आप कैसे उसको एकदम फटाक से आउट दे सकते हो, मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आया. ठीक है. और दूसरा आप थर्ड अंपायर को सॉफ्ट सिग्नल आउट दे देते ना. आपको दिखा है कि यहाँ से या यहाँ से कहीं से लगी है, फिर हेलमेट से लग के कैच हुआ है, तो आपने पहले ही हाथ उंगली रेज कर दी. मतलब एंड आई एग्री, वो कैच को जो रिव्यू किया है, कैच तो आई थिंक वो डेविड मलान का जो कैच जो लिया उन्होंने शूट किया, उसके बाद
आई थिंक दैट पीपल हैव बीन स्कैर्ड.
कैच तो रिव्यू हो गए. अब तो मैं बता रहा हूँ, कॉटन बोल्ड भी रिव्यू होगा, देखना.
Kushagra, let's be honest. I guess after
Against
that
Nepal.
second test match, I think it was the second test match in Chennai. After that, the umpires were criticized by Silverwood and Joe Root. And I mean, that was not very obvious the way they criticized it. Criticized थोड़ा उल्टा सीधा backpathing करके उन लोगों ने criticize किया umpires को. And I think after that, the umpires have been very tentative to give decisions in favor of India. Like, it's not obvious, it's not in favor of India. And I think that is something
I
that.
know it. I know it for a fact that Nitin Menon, after that Pant thing, was absolutely confused. डरा हुआ था today. You could see it on his face. After
I
that,
mean,
every single
Nathan.
decision that he was taking, I think वो KL Rahul वाला not out,
Yeah.
that the leg
Yeah.
by thing also, he was absolutely in
Yeah.
3 or 7 minds over there.
Let's be fair to Nitin Menon. Nitin Menon is an elite umpire. Let's not go anywhere else. He's probably the best umpire in India right now, and there is no doubt in that. He's one in the elite panel, if I'm not wrong, as well, in the ICC elite panel. He was probably. I'm not sure.
One of the only Indian umpires.
One of the only Indian umpires.
The only issue is, I absolutely take your point there. But if Nitin Menon feels कि अभी pressure है, जो उनका dream series है Ashes वो करने गए और वहाँ गलती हुई, तब देखना बेटा क्या what real pressure is. So he needs to handle pressure better.
Australian and English media. There is nothing worse than that.
I think
not to disrespect his capabilities. Just saying, अगर आपको यहाँ पे pressure लग रहा है, वहाँ जब आप बैठे होगे, एजबास्टन में गलती हो गई होगी, और जब वहाँ पे क्राउड बू कर रहा होगा, फिर क्या होगा?
See, Dharmasena escaped, capital punishment, and that was in a World Cup final.
Yeah.
So ये तो small fray है यार.
Small fray.
If I was the ICC panel, I would have given Dharmasena capital punishment for that faux pas that he did in the final at Lord's.
I mean,
now see if England.
He's retired now, ना, from umpiring.
अच्छा, अधर्म सेना ने कुछ धर्म का काम किया.
On that fantastic note, we will just move on to the comments, and I will come to Siddharth Vishwanathan again. Just want to ask something which I heard the commentators say. I don't know what to make of it personally. Shrishti says burn. That was probably for Manish's comment on the English benefiting from an umpiring and an ICC glitch as well. Manish is doing double duty again. Really disappointed that Rohit hasn't scored a double century for so long. Maybe India needs to change a top. Just kidding. I'm pretty sure Manish, you are kidding, because otherwise it's you and me. Totally agree with Manish. We need Gill to open, Rohit on the bench out of form. Okay, Shivam, we'll probably talk about that later. I know you guys are kidding, so it's okay. Varun says Shivam Pathak, Rahul should be the opener with Dhawan, and Rahul Jair should be slotted in the team as vice captain instead of Rohit Sharma. Completely out of form, just moving out of hand now, but okay.
Hey, vice captain नहीं यार, Rahul Jair captain.
Captain, yeah, exactly.
I think we should also be looking at the road safety series, to fill that spot of openers. I think two upcoming players were brilliant in that series.
Two youngsters,
there was a guy named, if I'm not wrong, there was a guy Tendulkar. Yes, Tendulkar, and then there was Seve.
Tendulkar and Seve. Next is Dravid and Gumli.
Yeah, Dravid and Gumli. But yes, fantastic. Yevresi. Shivam says, I too want KL to open, but that means we'll have all aggressive playing style players in the middle order. Iyer, Pant, Pandya, Jadeja. इसमें से बताओ शांति से विकेट बचा के कौन खेलेगा? I have one name, Shreyas Iyer.
England से World Cup जीत गए.
Exactly. And even if you still are looking to find names, obviously there is Virat.
ऑर्डर में ज्यादा शांति हो जाती है ना.
10-20 रन से हारना ही नहीं है. 10-20 रन से हारना ही नहीं है. I like how this 10-20 runs.
Exactly.
50-60 रन से हारो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
Exactly. हमें भी 100 रन से हारने का है. But yes, I guess there are a lot of names here, Shivam. Like Surya Kumar obviously is there. Shreyas Iyer is there. Manish Pandey, let's not forget that guy still exists. So I think there are very good players in the middle order that can still play with a calm head. He is from Uttarakhand is what he says. Yes, he is from Uttarakhand. Delhi के लिए खेलता है, लेकिन that's something that
उत्तराखंड में ही आता है.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he was saying. But he still plays for Delhi, right? So I think move to Delhi and plays for Delhi's Rishabh Pant. Iyer wicket bachayega bhai. He can play anchor if needed. He can be the aggressor if needed. We saw it in the T20s as well. Iyer has been ruled out. Yes, I think that we have talked about it. He'll coming back in September. 4 months injury. Shivam Matt, even Jadeja's IPL livability is not been confirmed. He hasn't joined the CSK camp yet. hoping that he does join pretty soon. And if it doesn't happen that way, obviously I think we will see Krishnappa Gautam. Just take last few comments and ask people their prediction. Not just the IPL, it will be a 4-5 month recovery series, is what Mr. Boria Mazumdar said. Okay, now people are talking about the Premier League for some reason. I don't know why Liverpool's there in the comments. Ryan says, "Pants on fire." Welcome back, Ryan. Just kidding. I'm a Mumbai fan, obviously. Yes, I don't have PSK. The game has started, guys. So we'll just take your final predictions. Siddharth, starting with you first, and then we'll move to Siddharth Rege, Manish, and Kushagra. Siddharth, what do you think? What happens today?
India winning the series and aiming for the whitewash. The momentum is too great. 126 runs in the last 10 overs. Too much to make up.
Seriously, it is said. Any predictions in terms of the runs that India would win by? 10-15 नहीं ना, अभी तो हम 50-60 रन से ही जीतना है हमको.
Me or what?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just said two sets. It's very confusing for me.
I hope Owen Morgan gets another opportunity to repeat that comment, and we end up defeating them by 100 runs again.
Instead it's Butler
all
this time. It's Butler this time.
Shardul Thakur to give away 90 runs and take 5 wickets. So, but I think it's going to be India. I think we'll be winning by restricting them just below 300. I think. And one thing that we haven't spoken about, just one last thing I would say is Reece Topley, man. I think he was brilliant today.
Fantastic, yes.
Both at the top and that knuckleball bowled to get Hardik Pandya out. I think that it's emerged as an excellent option for England going ahead.
Exactly. I mean, Reece Topley is fantastic. Once again, thank you to Joss Butler, because he's reduced our show time by 10 minutes by bowling, taking way too much time to bowl. Manish, what do you think? What are your predictions?
If England are not 150 after 15 overs, then I think we'll win, because हर दिन नहीं होगा कि their batting order will collapse. So some early wickets might just help our case. But I still expect India to just win it, because, like Siddharth said, the momentum is with India right now. We are expecting an India win, but let's hope some wickets early.
Coming to you, Kushagra, your final comments. What are your predictions? Give me a run basis of how much runs we will be winning by.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Shivam has mentioned in the comments 32 runs, right? India's victory.
Yes.
Shivam, यार तू 300 क्यों बनवा रहा है यार उनके? मैं तो ये मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है तेरे से. मतलब 32 क्यों भाई? 52 बोलता कम से कम तो मजा भी आता. 270 80 भी करो उनको. तो anyway, coming to me, yeah, देखो, I really would like it अगर इंडिया ना initial breakthroughs ले ले, because last few one-day matches especially we've been struggling to take breakthroughs in the first 10 overs. हम जब न्यूजीलैंड गए थे, if you guys remember last year, that one-day series right after the T20 series, we were struggling to take wickets. Struggling to take wickets right there at the very start. Australia में also, I know the pitches were quite flat, but David Warner, Steve Smith, Labuschagne as well, बहुत एरन फिंच ने बहुत परेशान किया था हम लोगों को 100-200 रन की पार्टनरशिप होने की ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप. So I would like it कि first 15 overs में, even if they are like 130, 120, I would like it अगर 2 या 3 विकेट ले लियो हमने, because we know they play fast, so they're gonna go score runs in the first play anyway, right? So I hope we can avenge that by picking a few wickets, because they don't have someone like Owen Morgan. I think that would play in our favor. They don't have that, how do I say, batsman they can bat around. David Malan might play that role today. So that's my opinion. I think England will reach somewhere around 270, 265, 270, and probably be all out in the 45th over, around that.
Yeah, and I guess my prediction would be somewhere around 310 to 315 for England. I feel it's going to be a close game for some reason. Liam Livingstone,
Anurag's going to send you very, 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 very explicit messages then.
Yeah, he will definitely, but then that's fine. I'm still hoping that Liam Livingstone gets some kind of like at least 15-20 fast runs, so that we can see what Nathan has been talking about all this while. But okay, thank you to Siddharth Viswanathan.
Compensation for Nathan. Thanks for coming.
Compensation for Nathan. Thank you to both the Sids, Manish and Kushagra, for joining me today. And we will be back with our post-match live as soon as the game ends. It was India bowled faster, so probably somewhere around 9:30, 10 o'clock, which is our usual time, the 10 p.m. slot. And please stay tuned to the Sports Doyen. Do watch our latest videos, our recent interviews. They've been doing pretty well, and I hope you guys get a chance to watch that. As Varun says, India win by 1 run. I hope that we don't go that far into the game, but if we do, there it will be some proper nail-biting encounter. Thanks to all you guys. Thanks to all the viewers. Do go to our website and do subscribe to the channel. Click the bell button in bell icon that is right below the video, and you will get all the notifications. Like you say, KD, copy क्यों करना है? Our style is 35 overs, 180, 50 overs, 350. As long as it works, we are absolutely happy. Thank you, and stay tuned to the Sports Toy.